Right now,
All right. How y'all doing? Y'all ready? And good evening and welcome to the Gateway Scholars Football Classic here on DJ CFPA TV 981. I'm Kevin Pulley and I'm joined by Demetrius Johnson and DJ. We are set for an exciting one today between the East St. Louis Flyers and the Cadets of CBC.
Should have been an interesting game. When you look at this East St. Louis team, I mean, you're talking about having a team that's just powerful, got the ability to get up and down the field. East St. Louis Flyers, they're going to play flying high.
No question about it. And DJ, you just said it, flying high. You're talking about speed, two perennial powers. Let's face it, 2 years ago, CBC, they win the state championship over in Missouri, Illinois. Missouri, I should say. On the Illinois side, you know about East St. Louis and Darren Sunken and all their tradition here.
Yo, CBC is what you call a Missouri dynasty. They've played well. They've won a championship. They had an opportunity to win a state championship last year, state championship, and lost that game. However, when you look at what they do, they're fast, they're elusive, they can make a lot of plays up the field. Should be a very interesting concept, but this is a game that should have taken place years ago. When you got two powerhouses, big boys in the middle of the ring boxing, that's what it's all about.
And it's been a while, DJ. Last time these two teams met, DJ, we're talking 48 years ago, 1968, and the game ended in a 0-0 tie.
Well, I tell you what, it's not going to be a 0-0 tie tonight, my friend. You can buckle up your seatbelts. It's going to be a very exciting game. It's going to be a fast game. You got just two teams that understands one another, but the most important thing, they know how to win. They know how to play together as a team. They got great team chemistry, outstanding coaching staffs, should be a very, very good game.
And you talk about those offenses at the beginning. East St. Louis coming in, one game on the Illinois side, 1-0 on the season, big win up in Chicago. They go there and beat a solid team, a suburban team out of Chicago, Providence Catholic. They win at 34-3.
You want to test your team, you put them on the road. Going on the road and beat Providence Catholic, which is a very tough league. The Catholic League in Illinois, particularly in Chicago, very difficult teams to play up there, and they're very well coached. East St. Louis went on the road. That's what I admire about Coach Darren Sunkett. He would go anywhere, any place, and play you anywhere. That's what I like about him. His house is your house, and his house too. So this guy can play anywhere.
And on the CBC side, you have head coach Scott Pingle. They're now Pingle in his 9th season, of course, taking over for legendary Bob Shannon, who, of course, had a long history here at East St. Louis. But they're 2-0 in the season. They beat Career Academy out of the Public High League in St. Louis, and then DJ they take on a team out of Memphis. Actually, Christian Brothers out of Memphis there.
The thing I like about both of these teams, they're not afraid to play anywhere. They'll play anywhere, and they'll play anybody. And you're right. CBC dominated the team last week out of Memphis and just destroyed that team. Beat up a very good Career Academy team out of Missouri. CBC can play. I mean, they got the ability, and Coach Pingle, he's a very good coach, smart coach, know how to get his team motivated. But I tell you what, I don't know if he's been in an environment like this is over here. This is a small college environment over in East St. Louis, and it's first class, big time quality.
And as you can see, beautiful stadium here, Jordan Stadium. They seat 8,000 here. And going back to CBC, as we talk about both teams here, DJ, we'll start first with CBC. Talk about offense. You have to talk about their outstanding junior wide receiver there, who's just been sensational. Cameron Babb, number 5. What a player. He's already been received letters from LSU and Ohio State. DJ, can you talk about more than that?
The thing about Cameron Babb that I can appreciate, his ability to get open. Got elusive speed, great ability, great vision. He can go up and get the ball at the highest point, man. I like his acceleration. He knows how to read a defense and get within that defense. And once he gets the ball, big fella, he can take it to the house at any time.
He certainly can. And talking about who's on the other end of that pass he's receiving, of course, we're talking about Brett Gabbert. Of course, we know him from his brother playing in the NFL with the San Francisco 49ers. He's been very, just a sophomore, and he's been very impressive in his first 2 ball games.
The thing I like about Gabbert is his ability, his quarterback IQ, understanding the game, got good vision, makes good decisions. It's going to be very interesting if he can maintain that poise today and be able, if he's under pressure, because he's not been hit in previous games. If they put pressure on him, it's going to be interesting to see how he can live up to the pressure.
And over on the other side of the ball, on the Illinois side, talking about the Flyers, they have another great one themselves at wide receiver, DJ, and Jeff Thomas, a sensational receiver. Just like that, every college, major Division I college after him is always an All-American.
Well, let me tell you something. Jeff Thomas has the ability to go. I mean, University of Alabama is trying to get him. And I'm going to tell you something. If the University of Alabama is after you, that means you're a big-time player, big fella. I mean, he has the ability. Wait till you see this kid. He's what you call special. Right. Special ability, get it done. Oh, I love this guy.
I think you said it best. When Nick Saban comes calling that says a lot.
No doubt about it. He's a big-time player, and he should be making big-time plays.
And as we see now, the Flyers take the field. Let's talk about those keys, DJ.
When you talk about the keys of CBC, they got to slow down East St. Louis, got to slow them down. And what that means, slow down that offense. You're going to be able to, you got to put pressure on them, and you got to put pressure on them all the time. You're going to put it, and the defense must have a big game. They're going to have to be up top, slowing down the receiver, putting his hand in the receiver, Jeff Thomas' face, putting pressure on the quarterback, and most important, CBC entire team must play physical. Can they play physical football against a very physical East St. Louis football team?
And, of course, over on the Flyers side, what's going to be their keys for success today?
East St. Louis, the Flyers must play fast. That means get the ball, get up the field, and make big plays. And they got to put pressure on the quarterback of Gabbert. They're going to have to pressure Gabbert and make him make decisions, quick decisions. Got to push him around a little bit, hit him, and see can he take that. And they got to make the big plays. And Jeff Thomas is the guy, the young receiver with the ability to go down the field and make big plays.
He certainly can. And, again, I know many of the schools right in the area here from Missouri to Illinois certainly after him, and what a sensational, Missouri already getting the quarterback, Ronaldo Estes, or Ray Estes, as they like to call him here on the East St. Louis side, as they head out for the toss. Ray Estes, what a combination. I know Mizzou is Barry Odom hoping they could pull off both of those outstanding players.
Well, I mean, you want to. I mean, if you're Missouri, you want to try to get the best players you possibly can. And those two players that Missouri's after the quarterback and the receiver, what would you want? You want those guys on your team because they're so athletic. But the thing about it, I think the East St. Louis Flyers team, they're so underrated in terms of the IQ of the head coach, Darren Sunken. You're talking about a brilliant coach, understands the game, knows how to get his team up in big games. This to him is a walk in the park.
No question about it. And let's give you today's officials. The referee today is Sean Celesta. Our umpire is Dennis Shipper. The line judge, Bobby Cole. The head linesman is Hazim Thomas. The field judge is Derek Shipper. And our side judge, DJ actually had a long conversation with this gentleman, is Johnny Taylor.
No doubt about it. It's not the singer, big fella. This Johnny is going to be singing on the court, on the football field, throwing flags and blowing the whistle. But I tell you, that's a very good officiating court. And the thing I like about the Illinois officials, they allow the teams to play. A lot of times, officials don't want them to play a certain way or slow it down. The Illinois football is a lot different from Missouri football. And that's going to be interesting to see how CBC adjusts their game to that. Because over in Missouri, you'll get a little smaller calls. They call a little smaller, and some infractions is not very big. Over here in Illinois, They let you play at a high level. They let you play very physical, and that's how it is.
It appears, DJ, that CBC has won the toss, but they're going to defer. They're going to kick. East St. Louis will receive, and you like that strategy?
Well, yeah, I don't mind the strategy because CBC needs to see if they can play with this East St. Louis offense. And their defense, they're going to match up and play a couple man. They're going to try to get up there in the receiver's face, and they're going to see if they can slow them down a little bit. So I like this. Get your defense in the game and see if your defense can slow down this East St. Louis offense.
And talk about it. So everybody should just button up because this is it's expected to be just an exciting one, end-to-end action with speed all over the field here. So we are really set and glad to bring it to you here on DJCF TV 981. Really excited to bring you the game as Etzel Otto is getting set to kick it off. And back deep for East St. Louis, you have the gentleman we just talked about, Mr. Thomas, back there, ready to take it back for the Flyers. So we're just about set for the action. Hope you're enjoying it here. It is the Gateway Scholars Classic on PATV 981. Here's the kick. It's going to go in the end zone. Thomas won't run that one out. Good kick, long kick, DJ, and the Flyers will start at their own 20.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how East St. Louis come out in the offense. They're going to go quick and throw the ball down the field and try to loosen up the CBC defense. And I'm interested to see how CBC corners play these receivers. Or are they going to try to go man and play zone? If I'm coaching CBC, right off, I'm going to go in the zone set. Give me a little more opportunities to kind of figure out if we can play. The defensive line is going to be very important if they can put pressure on the quarterback here.
So here come the Flyers. They'll have it 1st and 10 at the 20. Outstanding crowd here at Jordan Stadium. And the Flyers come right out. Their quarterback is Ray Estes, the senior. Again, we talked about him at the top of the broadcast. Recruit headed to Missouri. Handoff on 1st down. They give it to Drill Anderson, who will carry the load, and he'll get about 2 on the play.
Yeah, that's a good play. I mean, what you want to do, if you're CBC, you feel pretty good on that play right there. They're able to get upfield and slow them down. That's what CBC defensive line needs to play. They're going to have to play big today in order to slow down this East St. Louis Flyers offense.
And of course, the thing about Darren Sunke, DJ, he can spread you out. He can power it. He can certainly, he likes to give you both the, thunder and lightning, so to speak.
No question about it. Very creative offensively.
So Estes will work out of the shotgun now. It'll be 2nd and 7. Spot the ball at the 23 of East St. Louis. Estes throwing. He's got his man, and the ball is dropped over to try to get it to Perez Hall, but he wasn't able to hold on to it.
Yeah, he's got to catch that pass. That was a nice pass. You can see the cornerback from CBC is playing kind of soft that time, playing off of him. The receiver's able to come and just go in a little out pattern. He's got to make the play.
So it'll bring up 3rd down and 8 for the Flyers at the 22, early going. First possession here. East St. Louis and CBC haven't played again, as we said, since the late 60s. So 3rd and 8 now for the Flyers at their own 22. Estes working out of that shotgun as he spreads them out again. Estes to throw. This time he's got Thomas. That one's broken up. Nice play over there, and that one's shut down over there by Brandon Douglas, a cornerback for CBC.
Brandon Douglas does a very good job. He really was off 10 yards and didn't really have the back pedal. The receiver came right there and hooked in. He come and knocked the ball down. Good series by CBC. They had to make a statement if they could play with East St. Louis, and they did a good job that series.
So the Flyers will have to punt this one, and they'll get set to punt it, as back to punt it will be Tyler Cook. He'll punt for East St. Louis, and back to take it, 2 men for the Cadets of CBC. It'll be Tyler Walton, and also back there looks like we'll check to get Tyler Walton back. Here's the punt. Oh boy, this one's not going to go far at all. Boy, and then it takes a CBC bounce to the 30. How about that starting field position, DJ?
Well, I tell you what, it was a 7-yard punt, and you're talking about excellent field position. CBC has excellent field position. I mean, so them deferring to the second half on the kickoff makes sense now. Now they got the ball in great field position. They can be aggressive. If I'm CBC, I'm coming out. I'm going to be very aggressive right now. I'm not going to sit back on this one. If you want to make a statement in a Flyers house, this is when you can make your statement.
Let's see how Scott Pinker will play it at the 29-yard line of East St. Louis. What a way to start for the Cadets of CBC. And their quarterback, Brett Gabbert. He'll work out of the shotgun, too, as he likes to spread them out. Gabbert going long for Gabb, and he can't hold us a flag down.
Wow. That was a pass interference that time, Kevin. What's happening, you can see the East St. Louis defense, they're going to play man-to-man. They're going to try to put some pressure on Galbert because he's never been hit. Malcolm Bell, number 21, he grabbed the receiver, and they're going to call a penalty on him.
Yeah, and you see right out the gate, DJ, they try to get it to Babb, Cameron Babb, the outstanding receiver, and he showed you some of that speed right off that.
No doubt about it, because he had the defensive back beat. And, you know, it's a good play. In high school, it's 10 yards from from the line of scrimmage. It's not a spot foul, which is a different place. In pros, if you get fouled, a penalty down at the place, it's a spot there. 10 yards, so just a 10-yard gain on them.
So we're inside the 15 for CBC now, 1st and 10, and there is a flag down. Looked like the Flyers may have jumped. I don't know if they were drawn off here. We'll see. Look at the referee's call, and it is a false start against the Cadets.
Yeah, and both of these teams, I can imagine, just being as hyped. I mean, we was hyped for the game. So the fans are hyped for the game, so the kids are playing with a lot of emotions right now. Slow their emotions down, they'll be fine.
And you talk about the fans. I don't know, on the East St. Louis side, might not be a seat in the house over here right now.
I'm telling you, folks, this is the place to be. I mean, it's packed in here. Great turnout, and everybody want to see two great teams, and we're watching them.
So Gabbert working it inside the 20 from the 19. He's got a man on the right side, throws it up, and it is caught. We're trying.
Did he intercept that?
Or was it waiting for the call?
Wow, that was an interception. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Wow. I'm trying to see who made that play, big fella. Oh, my goodness.
That was some play on the coverage over there.
Oh, that was Thomas, number 4. I got to get this quick, man. Big-time players make big-time plays in big-time games. Thomas, that was a big-time play. He made a great bump and run, one-on-one with the receiver, gets his head around, and catch the ball. Unbelievable play.
And the flag is down, so it looks like
it's to the quarterback.
Wow.
It's going to be against
yeah. It looked like it was roughing the quarterback.
I think you're right.
Well, I tell you what, man, that was a beautiful play by Thomas. He's got up there man-to-man on the receiver, gets his head around, and makes an unbelievable interception.
That was incredible, like you said.
Oh, my goodness, that was big time.
The athletic ability.
Oh, my goodness. I see why he's recruited all over the country. That was big time.
But it's going to work in the Cadets' favor as it's going to give them a first down, and they will be inside the 10-yard line with a first and goal now. So they mark it. It's at the 9. So Gabbert to work out of the shotgun again. Gabbert swings it to the right side. He's got his receiver, and that's not going to go for much over there at all, as Justin Williams was the receiver on the play, shut down quickly by the Flyers.
I tell you what, man, James Knight, number 10, comes up and make an outstanding play. Let me tell you about that play. Let me tell you why it's big time. Watch this here. You're talking about speed going laterally. They are able to get from sideline to sideline with some quickness. Outstanding play by number 10, James Knight.
So they actually will get them. They'll lose the yard back to the 10 now. Second and goal, Gabbert. Gabbert throwing for the end zone for Babb, too far.
Wow. I tell you what's going down. East St. Louis, Darren Suckett is saying, I tell you what, we're going to play mano-a-mano with you. We're going to play man-to-man, and we're going to see who's the big-time players. He is putting his cornerbacks out there on the island and say, let's go. Malcolm Bell, number 21, does a very good job staying with the receiver.
And talk the pressure. You think there's Gabbert? You talked about the pressure, and if they can get to Gabbert, he had to get rid of that one pretty quick.
No doubt about it.
So it'll be third and goal now at the 10. 10:04 to go, first quarter, no score. CBC threatening. Brett Gabbert set to throw for the end zone, and it is caught. Touchdown!
Yes, sir. That was a big-time throw and a catch. That's how you make the throw, and that's how you make the catch. I like the play. That's what you do. You fade it over there to the corner and watch the receiver goes and get, oh, that's nice. That's just a nice play. Big-time play. The throw was excellent. The catch was magnificent. Big-time play.
Cameron Brown is the Cameron brothers. Cameron Babb, Cameron Brown makes good on it for the 10-yard touchdown pass from Brett Gabbert, and CBC draws first blood 6-0 here.
Devontae Coffey does a great job, number 8, making a nice play.
There's the extra point on the way, and it is good from Etzel. Goes through, and CBC like that. 10:07 has a 7-0 lead over the Flyers of East St. Louis.
And if you want to take the crowd out, you just did an outstanding job taking the crowd out. That's how you take a crowd out of the game. You score when you get a position, and good teams do that. That's what a good team is going to do, Kevy. They're going to make the play when they on a bad punt. You get it, you take advantage of it, you go and score. That's big time.
All right, and we'll take a break in the action. It is CBC 7, East St. Louis nothing. This is high school football, the Gateway Scholars Football Classic on DJCF TV.